Greetings, greetings. This is Diane, and in this video I'm going to be showing you two different ways that you can add a Google Doc to a page or an assignment or a quiz or a discussion. And in this case, I'm not talking about getting a copy for the student, which in an assignment would be done through the external tool, but we're going to do something a little bit different in this case. So if you notice here, I'm in an assignment and I have the same Google Doc embedded in this assignment. At the top, I have a version that looks like the live version, so I can click in this, I can type in it if I want to. Right here, I can see the document, I can see who's in the document. If I've shared this with my students with no editing rights, they can view it just like I'm showing it here. All right, so that's one way. The other way, if I scroll down a little bit, you'll see that this is the exact same document, but you cannot see any of the editing tools, you can't see who's in the document, etc. And this version is called a published version. So depending on your goals, one of these is probably going to fit you a little bit better than the other. So I'm going to show you how to add both of these. So I'm going to delete both of them. And I have a nice clean slate here inside my document. So the first thing I'm going to do is the one that shows me editing, where I can click on it as the owner and make changes. So that one is the one that you're probably familiar with. I click on my drive here, or the plugin. I can do the same thing. So I'm just going to click on my drive and I'm going to look for this document. So let me find it. And here it is. I'm going to scroll down and here's my document. And I've got the check mark and I'm going to click on embed. Again, I want the students to see it rather than click on it and go look for it somewhere else. So here it is. And there's some things that I can notice that I don't necessarily love about this, is that they have to scroll back and forth here to be able to see everything. Let me actually save that so that you can see that a little bit better. So it's going to do that authorization. They can see the document by going, using the elevator up and down, using the escalator back and forth. I can make that maybe a little bit wider, but I may not be super satisfied with that. Okay, but again, this might be exactly what I need because I want the students to be able to see me editing this. Maybe it's a collaborative document that more than one teacher is working on, so this might be exactly what I need. Here's another option. So if I want to use that Google Doc and not necessarily change it to a PDF so that they can see it, I can add that document. I'm going to add it right below here. So let me click on this, add a couple of spaces. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to this document, and rather than embedding this live document this way, I'm going to go to File and I'm going to publish this document to the web. And what this means is once I publish this, and I'll have the option to say whether or not, I'm going to say automatically republish when I make changes. And I believe automatically might be every 5 minutes. I could also require that the only people who could see this is if they belong to PPS if I want to do that. In this case, I'm going to keep it open. Notice that when I clicked on embed, I got some code. So I'm going to grab that code and do a copy. And I'm going to paste this code into my Canvas assignment. Now, I'm not going to paste it here where I can see my rich content editor. I'm actually going to scroll or come down here to my HTML editor, which is the chevrons here. And I'm going to paste this code right here. And you're going to notice that it doesn't look great. I'm going to tell you right up front, it's going to look kind of odd. And you're going to see how narrow this is. So, and I can't see much more than just the tippy top of that. So that's not fantastic. So I'm going to go back into this code and I'm going to add the width and the height of this particular item. And I'm going to kind of cheat a little here. I'm going to go ahead and use my resources, and I'm going to highlight the code for height and width that I have from the one above there, because I just don't want to type it. And rather than a height of 600, I'm going to actually change that to 900. I'm going to change my HTML editor back to my rich content editor, and now when I save, I'll be able to see that document a little bit differently. So here it is right here, that entire document. And you can see that almost looks like a PDF, right? And if I change on that, I can see the width, I can see the whole thing. What I don't see is all of this header that makes it look like I'm in the document in Google. This is the published version. So again, you have two options when you are in an assignment, a page, a discussion, or a quiz to add a Google Doc either through the drive, and this is the view that you get when you go through the drive, or I have the option to add it as a published document where I've grabbed the code from Google and from the published document, and that's the view that I get. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.